Slow English motivational speech. Before you do anything today, I want you to listen to one simple truth. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not failing because your life feels slow right now. Sometimes life becomes quiet for a reason. Sometimes your progress becomes invisible, but it is still real. If you have been feeling tired, unmotivated, confused, or lonely, this message is for you. Take a slow breath. You do not need to rush through this. This is a slow English motivational speech, so you can understand every word and feel calm while you learn. Let's begin. There are days when you wake up and you do not feel strong. You do not feel ready. You do not feel excited. You only feel heavy. And you might ask yourself, what is wrong with me? But listen carefully. Nothing is wrong with you. You are human. Even strong people have quiet days. Even successful people have moments of doubt. Even confident people sometimes feel scared. The difference is not that they never feel tired. The difference is that they continue gently, not with force, not with pressure, but with patience. Many people believe motivation should feel like fire. They want to feel powerful energy. They want to feel unstoppable. But real motivation is not always fire. Sometimes real motivation is a small candle, a soft light that says, I will try again tomorrow. A calm voice that says, I will take one step today. If you can do one small step, you are moving. If you can take one small breath, you are improving. If you can start again, you are stronger than you think. Maybe your life feels slow right now. Maybe your English feels slow. Maybe your dreams feel far away. But slow does not mean never. Slow does not mean impossible. Slow means you are still on the road, and the road is still open. Think about a tree. A tree does not grow in one day. It grows slowly, quietly. It grows while nobody is watching. It grows in the dark, under the soil, where you cannot see it. But that growth is real. In the same way, your progress can be real even when you do not feel it. Maybe you are learning English and you feel embarrassed when you make mistakes. Maybe you compare yourself to others. Maybe you think you are not smart enough. But I want to tell you something important. Mistakes are not proof that you are bad. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. You are learning. You are building a skill that takes time. And time is not your enemy. Time is your teacher. When you learn slowly, you learn deeply. When you repeat simple words, your brain becomes stronger. When you listen again, you understand more. That is why slow English is powerful. It is not only language learning, it is confidence training. Now listen to this. Your life is not a race. You do not need to run faster than everyone. You do not need to finish first. You only need to continue. One day at a time, one step at a time. If today you feel tired, do not hate yourself. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a good friend. Say, it's okay. I am tired, but I am still here. Say, I am not perfect, but I am learning. Say, I will do what I can today. These sentences are simple, but they change your mindset. They make you feel safe inside your own mind. And when you feel safe, you can grow. Sometimes you do not need more motivation. You need more peace. Peace gives you space. Space gives you clarity. Clarity gives you direction, and direction brings motivation naturally. So today, do not fight your slow progress. Respect it. Respect the small steps. Respect the quiet effort. Respect the fact that you are still trying. Because many people give up when life becomes slow. But you are here. You are listening. You are improving. Now I want to give you a small action, a gentle action. After this segment ends, choose one small thing to do. Just one. It can be very simple. Drink a glass of water. Write one sentence in English. Clean one small corner of your room. Take a short walk. Send one message to someone you trust. One small action tells your brain, I am still moving. And that is enough. That is motivation. Slow motivation. Real motivation. In the next segment, I will talk about the voice inside your head, the voice that says you are not good enough, and I will show you how to answer that voice with calm English. Because you do not need to be perfect. You need to be consistent, and you can do that, one slow step at a time. Segment 2. The voice in your head. Now, I want you to think about something. Not your job, not your money, not your future. I want you to think about your inner voice, the voice inside your head, the voice that talks to you when nobody else is listening. For many people, that voice is not kind. It says things like, you are not good enough. You are too slow. You always fail. Other people are better than you. You will never change. If you hear that voice sometimes, you are not alone. That voice is common. But here is the truth. That voice is not always telling the truth. It is often repeating fear. It is often repeating old pain. It is often repeating what you heard in the past. And if you believe it all the time, your life becomes smaller. You stop trying. You stop learning. You stop speaking. You stop moving forward. So in this segment, I want to show you a calm way to respond to that voice. Not with anger, not with pressure, with calm English. Because the goal is not to fight yourself. The goal is to support yourself. First, I want you to notice something. Your inner voice often speaks in extremes. It says always and never. I always mess up. I never do anything right. But life is not always and never. Life is sometimes. Life is learning. Life is progress. So when your inner voice says something extreme, you can answer with something gentle and real. Here are some calm sentences you can use. When your mind says, I'm not good enough, you can say, I am learning. I am improving. When your mind says, I'm too slow, you can say, slow is okay. I still move forward. When your mind says, I always fail, you can say, sometimes I fail, but I also try again. When your mind says, other people are better, you can say, I don't need to compete. I need to grow. When your mind says, I will never change, you can say, change takes time. I can change slowly. Notice these sentences. They are not fake positivity. They are not dramatic. They are simple and realistic. They give you space to breathe. They give you permission to be human. Now, I want you to imagine a real situation. You are learning English. You want to speak, but you feel nervous. Your mind says, your English is bad. If you believe that, you will become silent. But if you answer calmly, you can continue. You can say, my English is not perfect, but it is improving. I can speak slowly. I can use simple words. I can ask people to repeat. These sentences are powerful because they are practical. They help you move, not freeze. And here is something else. Your inner voice often tries to protect you. It thinks fear will keep you safe. If you do not speak, nobody can judge you. If you do not try, you cannot fail. But this kind of safety is a prison. It feels safe at first, but it takes your freedom. Real safety is different. Real safety is when you trust yourself, when you know you can handle mistakes, when you know you can try again, when you know you can learn. So instead of listening to the voice that says stop, you can listen to a better voice, a calmer voice, a wiser voice, a voice that says, try again. Take one step. Be patient. Breathe. You are okay. Let me tell you something important. You do not have to believe every thought you have. A thought is only a thought. It is not a fact. It is not a future. It is just a message in your mind. And you can choose how to respond. Here is a simple practice you can do. When you hear a negative thought, do 3 things. Pause. Breathe once. Answer with a calm sentence. Example. Thought. I am failing. Answer. I am learning. I am still here. Thought. I'm too late. Answer. I am on my own timeline. Thought. I am not strong. Answer. I can be gentle and still continue. This is not magic. It is training. You train your mind the same way you train a muscle. Slowly, daily, with patience. And over time, your inner voice becomes kinder. Not perfect, but kinder. Now, I want you to do something with me. Say this sentence slowly, out loud or in your mind. I am learning. I am improving. Say it again. I am learning. I am improving. If you can say that, you can continue. In the next segment, we will talk about small daily habits. Because motivation is not only a feeling. Motivation is a routine. A calm routine. A routine that helps you keep going even when you don't feel ready. Segment 3. Small habits that create big change. Now let's talk about something that can change your life quietly. Habits. Not big habits that feel impossible. Small habits. The kind you can do even when you feel tired. Because here is the truth. Motivation is not something you wait for. Motivation is something you build. And you build it with small actions repeated again and again. Many people think they need a perfect day to start. They say, I will start when I have more time. I will start when I feel confident. I will start when I feel motivated. But most of the time, that day does not come. So they stay stuck. Not because they are weak, because they are waiting. So in this segment, I want to show you a calm way to stop waiting. A gentle system. A slow, peaceful system. First, understand this. When you feel unmotivated, your brain wants comfort. It wants to do what is easy. Scrolling, sleeping, avoiding. That is normal. But if you always choose comfort, your dreams become quiet. So instead of fighting your brain, you can guide it. You can say, we will do something small, just small, because small actions are not scary. Small actions are possible. Small actions create trust, and trust creates confidence. Let's start with a simple rule. The 2-minute rule. If something feels hard, do it for 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. You can always stop after 2 minutes. But many times you will continue, because starting is the hardest part. Example: if you want to learn English, do this. For 2 minutes, read one short paragraph. Or listen to one short audio. Or write 3 simple sentences. That is enough for today. The goal is not to finish everything. The goal is to become consistent. Now, let's talk about another habit. The habit of showing up even when you feel low. Because there will be days when your mood is not good. Days when you feel sad. Days when you feel tired. Days when you feel nothing. On those days, do not try to be perfect. Just show up. Just do the smallest version of your habit. If your habit is studying English for 20 minutes, study for 2 minutes. If your habit is walking 30 minutes, walk for 5 minutes. If your habit is writing a full page, write 1 sentence. This is how you stay consistent. This is how you keep your promise to yourself. And every time you keep your promise, your confidence grows. Not loud confidence, quiet confidence. Confidence that says, I can trust myself. Now let's make it very clear. Progress is not a straight line. Some days you will do more. Some days you will do less. That is normal. The goal is not to be perfect every day. The goal is to return, to come back, to restart, to continue. Because the people who succeed are not always the most talented. They are the most consistent. And consistency is not a personality. It is a practice. A calm practice. Now, I want you to do a small exercise with me. Think about one habit you want to build. Only one. Not 5 habits, 1. Now choose the smallest version of it. The version that feels easy. The version that you can do even on a bad day. Write it down in your mind. Say it softly. Today, I will do 1 small step. Say it again. Today, I will do 1 small step. Because that is how change begins. Not with a big plan, with 1 small step. In the next segment, I will talk about fear. The fear of failure. The fear of being judged. The fear that stops you from speaking, trying, and growing. And I will show you how to move through fear slowly, calmly, and steadily. Segment 4. How to move through fear. Now we will talk about fear. Because fear is one of the biggest reasons people stop. They stop learning, they stop speaking, they stop trying. Not because they cannot do it, because fear becomes louder than their hope. Fear often sounds like this. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I make a mistake? What if I look stupid? These thoughts are common, but fear is not a sign that you are weak. Fear is a sign that you care. You care about improving. You care about being understood. You care about your future. So fear is not your enemy. Fear is a message. The problem happens when fear becomes the boss of your life, when fear controls your actions, when fear makes your choices for you. In this segment, I want to show you a calm way to move through fear, not by forcing yourself, not by pretending you are brave, but by using a gentle method, step by step. First, understand something important. Fear becomes stronger when you avoid. If you avoid speaking English, the fear of speaking English grows. If you avoid new opportunities, the fear of opportunities grows. Avoidance feels good for a short time. It feels safe. But long-term, it makes your world smaller. So the goal is not to remove fear completely. The goal is to act with fear, to move while fear is still there. That is real courage, and it can be quiet. Here is a simple idea that helps many people. Fear does not mean stop. Fear means slow down. When you feel fear, do not rush. Slow down. Take one breath. Then choose the smallest brave action. The smallest, not the biggest, because the smallest brave action is possible. For example, if you fear speaking English, your smallest brave action might be, say one sentence. Only one. Not a long conversation, just one sentence. Hi, how are you? I would like a coffee, please. Can you repeat that, please? That's enough. And after you do it, your brain learns something. It learns, I did it. I survived. I am okay. That's how confidence grows, not from big victories, from small proof. Now I want to talk about another fear, the fear of mistakes. Many learners think mistakes are dangerous. They think a mistake means, I am not smart. I am not good. I should stop. But in real life, mistakes are normal. Mistakes are part of learning. When a baby learns to walk, the baby falls. But the baby does not say, I am not good at walking. The baby tries again, because falling is expected. In the same way, when you learn English, mistakes are expected. So instead of saying, I made a mistake, I'm embarrassed, you can say something calmer. I made a mistake. I'm learning. This sentence is powerful. It removes shame. It brings patience, and patience is strength. Now, think about judgment. Many people fear being judged. They imagine someone laughing. They imagine someone thinking badly about them. Sometimes this happens, but most of the time it does not. Most people are busy thinking about themselves, and many people respect effort. Also, remember this: the right people will not judge you for learning. The right people will support you. So when you fear judgment, use this calm thought. I am improving my life. That matters more than their opinion. Say it slowly. I am improving my life. That matters more than their opinion. Now I want to give you a small practice for fear, a simple exercise. When you feel fear, ask yourself two questions. What is the smallest step I can take today? What is the kindest sentence I can say to myself? Example: smallest step, I will speak one sentence. Kind sentence, it's okay to be nervous. I can still try. Or, smallest step, I will study for 2 minutes. Kind sentence, I am not lazy. I am tired. I can still do something small. This is how you move through fear, not with pressure, with kindness. Now, listen carefully. Fear will come again. It will not disappear forever. But each time you face it gently, it becomes weaker. Each time you take a small, brave step, your brain learns, I can handle this. And soon, what used to scare you becomes normal. Speaking becomes normal. Trying becomes normal. Learning becomes normal. You become the kind of person who continues, even slowly, even quietly. Now, in the next and final segment, I will help you bring everything together. You will learn how to stay consistent long term, how to keep going when motivation is low, and how to finish this speech with a calm promise to yourself. Because you don't need a perfect life. You need a steady life, a life where you keep moving, one slow step at a time. Segment 5. A calm promise to yourself. Now we are at the final part, and I want you to remember one simple truth. You do not need a perfect life to move forward. You do not need perfect motivation. You do not need perfect confidence. You only need a calm promise to yourself, a promise you can keep even on difficult days. Because most people do not fail because they are not talented. They fail because they stop. They stop when they feel tired. They stop when they feel slow. They stop when they feel afraid. So the real goal is not to be perfect. The real goal is to continue, gently, steadily, one day at a time. Let's talk about how to continue long term. First, accept this. Some days you will feel motivated. Some days you will not. That is normal. Motivation is not stable, but your habits can be stable. Your routine can be stable. Your promise can be stable. So when you feel low, do not ask yourself, do I feel like doing it? Ask yourself, what is the smallest version I can do today? If you can do the smallest version, you stay consistent. And consistency is what creates change. Now, I want you to imagine your future. Not a fantasy future, a real future. A future where you communicate in English more confidently. A future where you understand more. A future where you feel proud of your progress. That future is not built in one day. It is built in small moments. A few minutes of practice, one sentence written, one short conversation, one brave step. These small actions may feel invisible, but they are powerful because they shape your identity. You become someone who does not quit. Now, let's return to your inner voice. In segment 2, we talked about how to answer negative thoughts. I want to repeat one key idea. The way you talk to yourself matters. If you speak to yourself with hate, you will lose energy. If you speak to yourself with kindness, you will keep going. So choose kind words. Choose realistic words. For example, instead of saying, I am not good, say, I am improving. Instead of saying, I am too slow, say, slow is still progress. Instead of saying, I failed again, say, I will try again. These are not just sentences, they are directions. They tell your mind where to go. Now, I want to give you a simple plan, a calm plan for the next 7 days. Day 1, write one sentence in English. Day 2, listen to a short English audio for 2 minutes. Day 3, speak one sentence out loud. Day 4, learn 5 simple words and use them in a sentence. Day 5, ask one simple question in English. Day 6, watch a short English video and repeat one line. Day 7, write one short message in English to someone or to yourself. This plan is gentle. It is possible. It is not meant to stress you. It is meant to build trust. Now listen carefully. Trust is the real power. When you trust yourself, you stop quitting. When you trust yourself, you stop fearing mistakes so much. When you trust yourself, you become calmer. And calm is strength. Many people think strength looks loud, but real strength is quiet. Real strength is waking up and trying again. Real strength is doing one small step when nobody is watching. Real strength is continuing when your mind tells you to stop. If you are listening to this speech right now, I want you to understand something. You are already doing something good. You are giving time to your growth. You are choosing improvement. That is not small. That matters. Now, I want you to make a calm promise to yourself. Not a big promise like, I will change my whole life. A small promise. A promise you can keep. Here is a good promise. Today, I will do one small step. Say it slowly. Today, I will do one small step. Now add this. Even if I feel tired, I will continue gently. Say it. Even if I feel tired, I will continue gently. This is the kind of promise that changes people, because it does not depend on mood, it depends on choice. Now, before we end, I want to leave you with one final message. Your progress does not need to be fast. Your progress needs to be real. So choose real, choose gentle, choose steady, and keep going. Soft CTA. If this slow English motivational speech helped you feel calmer and more confident, subscribe to Peaceful English Stories for more peaceful English learning through calm stories and gentle motivation. And if you want to practice, write one sentence in the comments. Today, I will. One sentence is enough to begin. One slow step is enough to continue.